One thing that I just want to raise today that I think is important, considering we've touched on it in this discussion, is the omission of the crime statistics against women and children. I wrote, Minister, to yourself and the National Commissioner, I think on Tuesday or Wednesday, regarding this. But I want to just emphasize and I think the deadline for response is today. But it's critical for us to get to the bottom of this because General Musekile indicated that the full complement of the data was in the longer presentation, but we then checked and it was certainly not in there. So we've requested three specific things. The one, on behalf of the committee, is the reasons for the omission of disaggregated data on crimes against women and children in the fourth quarter crime stat 24-25. I hear what the National Commissioner has said, but it's never, for many, many quarters, it wasn't omitted. So I don't understand why this time it was. Then secondly, the explanation for provision on or factually inaccurate information that was given in the 11 June meeting, because it was definitely not in the said presentations as indicated on that day. And then the third one, which is the last specific request, was what steps will be taken to hold the relevant persons accountable for this. So we see this in a very serious light. I think in terms of oversight and for us to get accurate information, we also still have not received response from the Western Cape Office of the South African Police Service regarding the list of members that are currently facing very serious criminal charges from being in possession of large amounts of narcotics, another one being out on bail after rape, all being back at stations and doing frontline services. We learned again this morning, I see the article is in Daily Maverick, of a detective attached to FCS in the Eastern Cape who admitted to committing an armed robbery. He literally admitted to committing an armed robbery, and his sanction was two months of suspension. We have mentioned this before in the committee, these specific matters. Honorable Kola Barnard mentioned a few. Honorable Adams raised the matter of General Leshaba being back at work despite having been arrested and receiving bail last year. I'm missing some of the urgency and the direct, almost want to call it tackling of these types of individuals. It's quite similar to the VIP-8 attached to the protection detail of the deputy president. I know I sound like a broken record on it. There are many, many more examples, but it boggles my mind. If any member of the public, any member of this committee would make them guilty of any one of these offences, there's just no chance that that you would be able to survive in the office of, or at least as a member of parliament, certainly of this committee, and it just begs the question of how we handle impunity. I'm going to close the meeting. We have had a good deliberation. I want to remind SAPS again, please, to respond regarding the data that was emitted of violence against women and children. The deadline is today for that response. And if I may also plead for a response on the members that we have inquired about, including the detective in the Eastern Cape, several in the Western Cape, who are back at work despite serious criminal charges, some being out on bail, etc.